Hey everybody, Mark here. Gonna try something a little bit different today. Got my old acoustic here. This is a Taylor DDSM, Doyle Dyke Signature model that I bought in 2004. I've had it quite a while. It's getting some age on it. It's beginning to develop a few little things. There's some buzzing. This is probably the worst one. Don't know how well you can hear that on YouTube, but there's other fret buzzes. I can eliminate it if I raise the action pretty high, but I think it's time for a fret job. So join me as we go on that journey and see if I can get this thing working or if I mess it up. Hey, my work table's going to be a little bit different today. This is a bed that I'm storing for my grown daughter who lives next door to us and doesn't have room for it at the moment. So it turns out it's a pretty good height for me to work on. We'll see how good it does. Okay, this is the tools I believe I'll be using. I've got them laid out here along with a set of guitar maintenance tools that I use. So hopefully this will be all that I need. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is remove the strings with my trusty string winder. Hey, no need for you to watch all six. They work the same way. Now let's see how good I can work a screwdriver looking at the iPhone. Okay, I think I've got the first one. I'm removing the truss rod cover. Okay, with the truss rod cover off, and I can use my gauge, which you'll see in a minute, and my trusty truss rod wrench. We'll see if we can get the neck straight. Okay, this is my gauge I use to straighten the neck using the truss rod. It's kind of hard for me to figure out how to film it with this, but I'll give you a look at it on the neck. You can see the notches align, or the notches go over the frets, and you can see how straight the neck is. Okay, I have this. It's not truly a fret leveling tool, but I can put it over 3 frets and rock it to find unlevel frets. I found quite a few as you get through here. When you get to the upper frets, you can turn it this way. You go 3 frets at a time. That's the plastic coating you see coming off of it there on the edge. But you can rock them. When you find it rocking, the one in the middle is high. There were several on here, so I think we're on the right track. Okay, next I'm going to mark all the frets with this marker so we can see when I've sanded enough. All right, I think maybe you can see they're marked now. This has got marker on them so I can sand until the marker's removed. And you thought I was going to forget to do the taping. Almost did. This first piece is just to help remove it when we get through with the job. Now to tape across the neck. And when the frets get more narrow than the tape is I cut it into strips, and you'll see what I'm doing with that in a minute. Okay, you'll see that cut strip leaves a gap here, and I'll just cover that gap with this one, and you'll see it. Okay, there it is, and that's one way to size your tape to your fret distance. I would suggest not doing it like me and doing this before you mark your frets. My sanding block, just a piece of 2x4 with some sandpaper taped to the top or to the bottom when I start filing. That's with double-sided tape. And here we go. Forgot to mention this little file. This is a fret file. The top of them are now flat, and I'm going to have to kind of round those corners off with this one. We'll go on each side of it and work them that way. So now to crown. This is why that first piece of tape was put on like it was. I can work my way up the neck, and I will peel all of those pieces off without having to take them one at a time, so to speak. So it's just a time saver. I did see a couple of spots like this one that indicate to me I may have to get new frets soon. But we'll see what this will do. I've got it level, and I need to string it up and see if I'm going to need to do anything with the nut. I hope not. Well, you may notice a change in clothes. That's because this is the second ending to this video that I have shot. I did do the fret job and shoot an ending video following that, but to be honest with you, this bad spot I had shown you on the 3rd fret, 2nd string, it still buzzed pretty good. And I got to thinking about it, and this was my first attempt at leveling frets and doing a fret job on one of my guitars. So I was a little bit timid, and I was afraid I didn't do enough, because I knew if I got them too low, it would probably require cutting the nut slots again, and I certainly did not want to get into that. But I got to thinking about it, and I figured this one was bad enough. I'm eventually going to need to get new frets anyway, and I'll have to hire somebody to do that. So I decided to go back and do it again and try it. So let's see how it came out. This note right here, that's the one that was so bad, and I don't hear a buzz now. Okay, there was others, but they cleared up off the first attempt. But now you may hear it, but as we know by now, I can only hear with one ear, so I may miss it, but it sounds good to me. So I want to see how well the guitar plays overall, and I thought I'd bring you along for that journey. I'm not going to do a lot right here, just a little bit, and I thought the old Hank Williams tune, I Saw the Light, my arrangement of it uses an opening lick that uses that note, and then that note is in some of the melody too. So let's see how it does. Okay, let me get up here closer. Oh, I like that. I think that'll be good for a while. Anyway, one last quick word. I'm filming this a few days after the tornado did a lot of damage to part of my home state here in Mississippi. Fortunately, it did not hit me, my community that I live in. It was a little north of us. It missed us. But there are people going through some hard times. Remember them in your thoughts and prayers. And, you know, if you come across something that's sending them some help or aid, do so. Our church is sending stuff to there to help water. They probably need just about anything you can think of. It was just a few years ago, we had a bad tornado through our community here, so I know what those people are going through. Anyway, remember them, and I'll see you next time.